What's going on, YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists everywhere? And it's time for another episode of P&Q. This is the question and answer series where you get to ask me questions or make comments. This can be about anything: wargaming, gaming, life, whatever. And you can do this one of two ways. You can either pop your questions or comments down below in the comment section below here, and I'll just respond in video format the following week, or you can email me directly at miniwarzone@gmail.com for a more anonymous answer where I won't reveal your identity, and I'll put a link in the video description below. That said, I haven't had any emails this week, so we're going to be like straight on with the comments and questions that were written from below from last week. And yeah, I hope you've had a great weekend. It's been quite hectic here. Very good. Weather's not bad looking at the weather here, although it's a bit sort of misted up there. I need to wipe the windows off. Might get some better lighting in here then, but I'll be moving out there soon, hopefully. Got my cup of tea, which is in a very awkward place, I admit. Behind me, of all places. So, on with the show. Okay, top to bottom. Starting with Kabir, and he says, haha, awesome, would be a great special Q&A for Christmas. Now he's talking about, my wife said she may come in on a Christmas special P&Q with me, so it's just a maybe. No chance of my wife doing well with me, lol. Next question is, if you had a chance to make a new sculpt for a 40k model, what would it be? Either a model that is not in the range or a redo of one that is. Well, that's a good question. I really should study these questions beforehand like I used to. I could prepare some better answers. Well, instantly what springs to mind whenever anybody says, what would you remodel a model? I would remodel the Space Marine bike. I think it's badly in need of an update. Tyranid Gene Stealers, I think they need redoing to be more in line with, or unless they've done it already, they may have done it already for all I know, to be more in line with the that latest box set they were in. I think all the, to be honest, a lot of the factions need redoing. Like a lot of the orc stuff needs redoing, I think. Mainly it's the bikes though. I got here just started, and yeah, I just think I need redoing it. But I think you can do so much better. I think now with the technology they've got, I think they can do so much better on the bike. So Space Marine bike, because yeah, it just looks a bit outdated to me. They could do different versions of it as well, couldn't they? I think, I mean, they've got the attack bike with like the sidecar, and that's kind of cool. They could do more stuff like that. There are more trikes and things. I think that'd be pretty awesome. But yeah, that would be my vote. Crew Orange the Silica says, I'm sure you must have answered this previously, but cannot recall the answer. That's okay. It doesn't matter if I've answered it before, as I've said. Oh, excuse the dogs. It doesn't matter if I've answered it before, as I've said. And in the future, maybe, if I ever get popular enough and I get loads of frequently asked questions, I'll do an FAQ section. That'd be kind of cool, I think. And I can revert back to, saying, oh yes, I've got an FAQ on that. There's the link. That would be so cool. Anyway, can't recall the answer. What got you into the wargaming hobby? When was it? Where was, and what were your first purchases? Okay, I've recently answered this in my response video to Vince Venturella's topic of the week, but I'll go through it again here now. It's a couple of years ago now, after I'd been diagnosed with MS, and I really don't want to harp on about that because that's not what my channel is about, but I was I started writing this book, a fiction book, because you know, I've got an English degree and I like writing. And I just thought, what the heck, you know? So I'm just going to pop this down on the camera. Yeah, and I just thought, what the heck, you know? I started writing it, I was enjoying it, and I got to this scene that was in the woods, and I wanted to build a little diorama to kind of visualise it, because I was a bit stuck as to where to go next in the story. And I thought, well, where can I get models, like Airfix models or something, of trees? I had no idea, no clue. And my wife and I were in town. She had an appointment somewhere. Might have been opticians, I think. Might be wrong, but probably opticians. I don't know, like a contact lens check or something. I don't know. Anyway, I had about an hour to kill. I was wandering around town, and I just looked at Games Workshop, which has like never changed to my eyes since my childhood. And throughout my childhood, I had always walked by the windows, looked at their amazingly painted models on the like a lovely display, shelf rotating thing all lit up and that in there. I would look at it in wonder, go, wow, wow. And I knew people in school who were into Warhammer. I mean, I had the role-playing game, the first one. I was more of a D&D buff at the time. But I would look in the window, I'd see people rolling dice and moving their miniatures and measuring sticks and getting all excited and stuff, and it just used to seem so complicated to me. I mean, it is complicated, but I used to think, oh, you know, I'll just walk on by. I thought, well, I haven't got a hope in heck of coming close to painting to that standard. And you know, you need all those paints, and I just can't do it. I don't have the know-how, and it looks far too complicated. I was more of a, you know, like I say, role-playing game. We need a couple of miniatures, one each player, and a couple for baddies. Blob of red paint on the cloak, you know, that'll do, like, you know, if you ever get that far. Or maybe just primered. Or just lead. Anyway, I'm digressing. I went in, it was empty, there was no one in there at the time, which was unusual, because normally it's packed, which was another kind of bit of an off-putting thing. But I went in, and, you know, I just got chatting to the guy that was working in there, and he said, what, you looking for anything? I can help you in any way? I said, I'm looking for trees. Then I spotted their table. They have tables in Games Workshop, don't they, where they play the games. And they had these plastic trees on the end there, on a kind of a snowboard thing. It was all like snowed out. I said, I want that. Well, that would be perfect. And it was this. So obviously, handed me this box. It's just the spare leaves in there, because I didn't want leaves on it. I wanted to build the trees like that without the leaves on, and which I've done anyway. So I came away with that, and the paint and the glues and the brushes, and anyway, whilst I was there, he said, do you play at all? I looked at it, I just said, no. I said, but I love the miniatures, so they look really, really cool. He said, but do you want a game? And so I was looking around, kind of embarrassed, like, you know, now, what plays Toy Soldiers? He said, yeah. I said, I don't know the rules. He said, I'll walk you through it. You know, it'll be fine. So I thought, well, looked at the watch, thought, yeah, got time. Go on then, why not? I'll give it a go. So he walked me through this game, which was they had the Dark Vengeance starter set, all the figures and scenario and that. And we played through that. I was the Dark Angels, he was the Chaos. And it just hooked me. I was, from the moment I rolled my first set of dice after moving the miniatures, I thought, I love this, I want to be in this world. I'm hooked. Yeah, he hooked me. We ended up as a stalemate, which, I don't know, you'd probably be kind, because I've never played it before. The worst thing you do is just beat a beginner, isn't it? Your first time ever playing a game, you don't want to be beating them, do you? So he's probably been very kind. And yeah, so we had a stalemate, and I won. Well, I didn't win. I drew with him, and I thought, wow, this is so cool. I want to do this. I want these miniatures. Blah 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 blah. And I ended up with a set of tactical marines, which I ended up painting as Blood Angels anyway. But that was because I bought the How to Paint Citadel Miniatures book, and in that he goes step by step painting Blood Angels. So that's why I painted Blood Angels first. But anyway, that's a different story. But yeah, so that was my first purchase, the Citadel Wood. glue, paint, brushes. Yeah, that's the starting story. Wow, need a sip of tea after that one. Right then. Kiblams says, great stuff. Can I ask what your favourite skill is in Zombicide? Oh, and which is your favourite side of a postcard? I'll work backwards. My favourite side of a postcard is the written side. Because I read them, I'm nosy. And I say this because I used to work in a well-known communications, British communications company. And I used to type in addresses from the machines in the sorting office that would scan all the mail. And it would sort it automatically. And any addresses it couldn't read, it would pop up on a computer screen. You know, we could. The technology got quite good in the end, but to begin with, we had to manipulate the image and move it around. And I had 8 seconds to do this per one. But anyway, yeah, I used to spend a lot of time reading the postcard. Oh, I ain't gone to Spain, or this one's in New York. You know, blah blah blah. Some of them were quite funny. Yeah, so that's my favourite side of a postcard. The written side, the glad you're not here side. Favourite skill in Zombicide? That's difficult to narrow it down, really. Ooh, I have 2 favourite skills in Zombicide, and I believe they're both in the very first season 1 from there. One is the slippery skill, because you know, able to get away out of the zone that the zombies are in without taking a wound is super cool. And the other one, where you can shoot the sniper skill, where you can shoot into a zone where you've got your buddies, companions, and not hit them. Yes, that's super cool as well. So it's those 2. I can't break it down to one. It's got to be those 2. I've got to have 2. Slippery and sniper. I think that's what it's called. Sniper skill. Slippery and sniper. So that is that. Right. Moving on. Hoobs of Doom says, thank you for the video. You're welcome. What is your favourite 40k army? Easy. That was my first army I ever collected, which was Tyranids. And it's still my favourite army today. Tyranids. I love the monsters. Model monsters. Love it. Definitely. The Tyranids just drew me in. And they seem quite easy to paint for beginners to a basic standard. A lot of the horde stuff. I mean, you could take bigger models, spend some time on them, like I did with my Broodlord, where I sort of used airbrush and loads of different techniques I was trying out on it, and I was very, very pleased with the result. It looked so cool. That was the Broodlord from a Space Hulk set. So I thought he looks better than the other one, where he's just like that with 4 arms. Just looks a bit. That's another model that needs updating, by the way, for Riddick Beer's question. Yes, the old Broodlord. It's going back to that one. All the Sisters of Battle. Let's get some more. Anyway, yeah, so Tyranids. First painted Termagants. I mean, again, going back to that book, I mean, just white primer, Seraphim sepia, then just paint the armour. And they look alright, they look playable, they look good. And obviously later on you start learning more and more fancy techniques and different things. But yeah, just looking at them now on my shelf, that's not all of them, but I love the synergy as well. You see, when you have the synapse creatures and you've got to stay, you know, within range, obviously synapse range, it creates a synergy of what you're going to have protecting this synapse creature, because a lot of the synapse creatures aren't very tough, as it were, you know, so that's where you got like the hive guard and things like that, and different things. You need stuff to be able to give you synapse, but be able to take a bit of punishment as well, because usually they're a bit flimsy, you know, a bit weak, the synapse creatures, but that's what I like. I enjoy the tactical side of that, so how to build your army. And the looks, just like I said, monsters in space. Like film Alien, one of my favourite films. Yeah, it's just great. I love it. So Tyranids. Right. Oh. Gallus Gaming says, now this comes from Google Plus, but I just posted it in on here. We were talking about Star Wars and the lightsaber colours last week, I believe. So I couldn't remember. I know all the colours mean different things, but I just couldn't remember which was which. So he says, yellow is for the Temple Guardians in the Clone Wars series on Netflix, and now in Rebels, Ahsoka Tano has 2 white ones, which means she is not aligned to the Jedi or Sith. Hope that helps. Yeah, I know they've all got different meanings, like green and blue and all that kind of stuff. It just denotes what category that said Jedi falls into, really. Like I said, I think the green are more like the mediators and the wise ones. The blue ones are more the running warriors, running and ask questions later type, but I've been generous thinking. So yeah, so thanks for that. Scarnia says, sound advice, mate. And Scarnia is asking, he's saying he's feeling overwhelmed by a load of his army. I forget what army it was. Say orcs, I don't know. But it felt daunted at painting them, and I suggested packing them away and just getting out, building a small army and just painting it up, and then just adding to it, expanding on it from the store of minis that you have. The sound advice, mate. I'll make a 2,000 point list and pack everything else away. Wish me luck, and I do wish you luck. All the best with that. If it was orcs, hope you had fun with October. I know I did. We got 2 more. Heresy Productions says, thanks for the info on the paint track. You're welcome. Next question. Magnetizing. Do you like it or not? I'm not a huge fan of it. I mean, I have magnetized things, but I'm not overly fond of it. I personally, I mean, I know why people do it, obviously. Like weapons options and changing a miniature to be another miniature, things like that. Especially when you've got like dual kits, it saves money. Personally, I would rather build one or the other, or one weapon or the other. Wait until I'm able to get another kit, and then just do the other one the other way. That's just personal preference. I just don't like the too many bits lying around, you know. Especially with little miniatures. I know people that magnetize Space Marines, and I know can't be bothered. Can't be bothered with that. No, but yeah, it's got its place, and but it's just not my cup of tea. I mean, like I say, I have to. I've got my Imperial Knight magnetized at the moment. That's only whilst I'm painting him up, so I can take the top bit off, and paint each bit separately there on top or bottom. Other than that, when it's all painted up, I shall be gluing him together. Yeah, last question then. Big Mech Dan Skull says, by the time you answer this, Halloween will have just passed. Yes, it has. So I'd like to ask, do you have any fears or phobias? Yeah, I got one of each that comes to mind. I have a fear of losing my eyesight, going blind. That's my greatest fear. And I have a phobia against moths. Don't mind butterflies, but moths, oh man. I freak. It's like, no. I can deal with anything else that I can think of. Spiders, cockroaches, snakes, whatever. Moths, no. I had one fly, a big one of those big ones, fly right into my ear when I was a small child, and it freaked me out, gave me nightmares for a long time. and I guess it stems from that, but I'm no psychiatrist, but that's probably what it stems from. Hate them, hate moths. And you notice when you kill them, because I do, I kill them, they crumble to dust like vampires. Well, I don't kill them, I get someone else to do it. Yeah, moth, kill them. But yeah. Alright, so thank you for joining me on this episode of P&Q. Don't forget you can leave your questions or comments down below, or email me at miniwarzone@gmail.com. I will answer you, I promise. And that's all for this episode. Thank you very much for joining me. Remember, all brushes lead to war, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.